The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time. That's right, we're back with prediction video number 3. And today, I'm going to be attempting to predict events in books 7. In books 8 through 14 of the Wheel of Time series, because I'm done with book 7. We're halfway done, we're halfway there, and it's time to get into the prediction. Just a quick note, this video will contain full spoilers for all of the Wheel of Time books up through book 7. I have finished with book 7. If you haven't finished with book 7 yet, do not watch this video. I am going to spoil things that happen in book 7 because a lot of predictions that I made in previous videos actually came true in book 7. So if you haven't read book 7 yet, don't watch this video. Alright, so I will divide this video into chapters so you can skip around whichever sections you like. But as always, the first section is going to be old predictions that I made that have now come true. Because I'm a wizard like that. Alright, so the first of my old predictions that have come true is Moraine is dead. Did I see it coming? Yeah. Did I want it to happen? No. Did it happen? More on that later. Second prediction. Egwene is the Amerlin Seat. Did I make this prediction? Yes. Did I expect it to happen this soon? No. But yeah, that's a thing. Props to Egwene. Yeah, looking forward to seeing more of that. Definitely thought that was going to happen. Didn't think it was going to happen this soon. The next one is that the Seanchan going to reappear at some point and do things, and that has happened. Yeah, they sort of just poof, disappeared in book 2, and now they're back. They're back. Next prediction that came true. Nynaeve has officially broken her block on channeling. This is one of those that came true in book 7. She can channel without being flaming mad now, so that's great. That one needed to happen at some point just for Nynaeve to have any sort of character development with her magic skills and her powers, so I feel like that one was pretty obvious. But yeah, again, I didn't expect it to happen so soon or in the way that it did. But yeah. The next one of my predictions that I got fully correct, I have some predictions that I got like half correct that I'll get into in a second, but the last of the completely correct predictions is that Lan and Nynaeve were going to get married. That also happened in book 7. Again, I didn't expect it to happen so soon. Lan kind of just reappeared and then went and met Nynaeve, and then they got married all within the second half of book 7, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, there's another one that has come true already. Okay, so the rest of these are predictions that I got like sort of half correct. That like I got a piece of it, but not necessarily the how it happened or the why it happened. So this will make more sense in a sec. So my first prediction that's half correct was that Logain was going to have his ability to channel restored by the Dark One. The reason this is half correct is because, did Logain have his ability to channel restored? Heck yeah, he did. Was it by the Dark One? No, it was by Nynaeve, which I would not have seen coming a million miles away. I mean, the ability to heal someone being stilled or gentled, that sequence where Nynaeve discovered that absolutely blew my mind. I loved it so much. More on that in my mid-series review, which I will be posting next since I am halfway done with the Wheel of Time series now. The other prediction that I got half correct was that Perrin was going to become the king of a new Manetheren. This one's more like a third correct. He's the Lord of Two Rivers, is I believe what he is now. I might be wrong on that. But he certainly has upgraded from village blacksmith boy apprentice somewhere in between like king and there. He's like a lord or something. I don't know. But yeah, that one's like sort of correct. I don't know if we'll see any more references to Manetheren popping up throughout the series, and if a new Manetheren is going to resurface, so it'll be interesting to see if that happens. The next section is old predictions that I no longer stand by, or old predictions that have already been disproved that cannot be true anymore. I only have 2 of these, so it'll be a very short section. The first one is that Nynaeve will not become an Aes Sedai. Obviously, this is not a thing. She is now officially an Aes Sedai of the Yellow Aja, by decree of Egwene, who's now the Amyrlin seat, and the Amyrlin's word is law. So now, technically speaking, Nynaeve is an Aes Sedai, or is technically speaking she not an Aes Sedai. Not sure how that one works. She's an Aes Sedai. She wants to become an Aes Sedai. Even if this hadn't been disproved already, I probably would no longer stand by this. The second prediction I no longer stand by is that Galad is going to become Egwene's warder. I don't think that is going to happen, especially now that Galad has joined the White Cloaks, and we all know that White Cloaks, you know, they love Aes Sedai and women who can use magic, you know. They're very comfortable with the notion of that, and really, really enjoy the fact that Aes Sedai exist. But anyhow, I don't think that Galad is going to end up as Egwene's warder or love interest in any way, shape, or form. That's kind of what Gawain's there for. Just a quick review of my sort of broad predictions that I don't really have a whole lot of evidence for. I'm just going to brush over this section real quick because I didn't actually change anything from the last video except taking out ones that I no longer stand by and like ones that have already come true. But the first one is that Rand, Mat, and Perrin are all going to end up together and working together, like in a close vicinity to each other at some point in the story. And the second one is that Aram, the guy who used to be a tinker and is now tagging along everywhere with Perrin, is that he's going to become a much more important character. Again, I still stand by both of those, and neither of those have changed from the last video. Next up, we have my updated romance predictions. Again, more on the romance in my mid-series review because I have opinions. Anyhow, prediction from last video is that Gawain's going to end up with Egwene. The reason I left that in this video is because although they're like romantically involved, sort of, kind of, they're also like kind of not. It's kind of like how Lan and Nynaeve were in the earlier books, that they both love each other. They're both in love, but they're like completely separate in different places from each other, and they're just in different like parts of the plot. Like we don't know what's happening there. They like each other, yes, but no idea where that's going. I do still think it's going to end up with Gawain being Egwene's warder and them still being romantically involved. Unless Gawain dies. That's a possibility, but I don't think that's as likely. I don't think he's going to die before becoming Egwene's warder. So, that one's still there. The next prediction is that Rand is going to practice polygamy because Elaine, Aviendha, and Min I don't really have much to say on this one. I think that Rand is going to end up romantically involved with all 3 of them at the same time. Aviendha and Elaine have already agreed they want to share Rand like he's a pizza that they just got from Pizza Hut or something. I don't even know. I suspect Min is going to hop in and Aviendha's going to be like, Min, you want to join in on our little marriage pact here? And that's going to be weird, but I think it's going to happen because I don't see... I have a hard time seeing 2 of the 3 girls giving up on Rand and finding other love interests, because it seems for the most part that Jordan is attempting to saddle everyone with a love interest at some point in the series. My final romance prediction is that Matt is going to end up with one of the Shan-chan. Allow me to explain. I believe I'm remembering this correctly, but we hear one of the Shan-chan referred to as the daughter of or something of the two moons. If we flash back to book 3 or 4, whichever it was, we had Matt being told by the people from the Red Gate that he was going to marry or end up with the daughter of the 9 moons. Sound familiar? 2 moons, 9 moons, same culture? Question mark. I believe that the daughter of the 2 moons was some sort of like important figure, so I'm guessing the daughter of the 9 moons is a very important person with the Shan-chan. I also, just as a sort of add-on, I think that Matt's going to be captured by the Shan-chan, because at the end of book 7 it was like, oops, Matt got crushed by a building, sort of, or a wall. Not sure which one it was. Yeah, he's out for the count. The Shan-chan were invading the place. But yeah, that's it for the romance predictions. On to my massive, overarching, here's what I think is going to happen predictions. The only one of my old predictions that is still in here, not confirmed, not been moved around, is that Morghese, the queen, or I guess not the queen anymore, of Andor, is going to die. I still think she's going to end up dead at some point. I don't know where or how or why, but I think it's going to happen. My guess would be it's probably going to happen to provide some sort of motivation for either Rand or Elaine and or Gawain, and that should be fun. Next prediction is a little like less important, but I think that I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. She's not in here. Frick. All of you guys commented on my last video and told me go look it up in the pronunciation guide. It's not in the pronunciation guide. This person. The current, she is Egwene's keeper as of now. I think she's gonna die. Because I don't think she's gonna be Egwene's keeper for like a super long time. I think that somebody else that Egwene trusts more, not sure who yet, is going to end up in that role. So we'll see. That's my prediction. I tried to look up how to pronounce her name. It wasn't in the back of the book. I'm gonna backtrack here for my next prediction. I know I said Moiraine was going to die, and I know I said Moiraine is already dead. But is she actually? Allow me to display my evidence. No bodies. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You know, as we all know, in fantasy, no bodies equals no dead. So, but I'm still counting the prediction that she died as correct, because I made up the rules to this game. So, to add on to that, I don't think Lanfear is dead either, because again, no bodies. So that should be interesting, but yeah, I think they're going to come back, and that maybe Jordan was using Moraine's death as a convenient motivator for Rand to do stuff, and for Lan's bond to be severed so that he could, you know, get together with Nynaeve. The next prediction, I probably should have put this in the vague predictions because it's kind of vague, but I think that Rand is going to find a solution to his problem. What is the problem, you might ask? Well, the problem is men going insane when they use magic. This is a problem, and it needs a solution if we are to avoid another breaking of the world. And there's going to have to be a solution at some point. I'm calling it now. They need to find some other source of magic to use, or they need to remove the taint, or something, somehow, it's going to happen. Rand is going to figure it out. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna happen. It needs to happen. Next prediction, another person who I don't think is dead because there's no body, is the Forsaken, Samael. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. I think he's not dead because, again, epic fantasy, no body. equal no dead. Next up, we have a prediction about Logain. Now, Logain, my boy, he fascinates me. He's disappeared for the time being. We don't know where he's at. And he scares me a little bit because I'm like, he could tip either way. He hates Aes Sedai, but he doesn't hate Rand. But he also doesn't hate the Shadow, I feel like. So I'm like, is he going to join forces with Rand? Is he going to join the dark side of things? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that we are going to get a Logain and Rand face-off at some point. Not necessarily because there's a ton of evidence that it's going to happen, but mostly just because I want it to happen. So I'm going to try to speak that into existence, even though the series is already written and I can't do that. It's fine. Let me have dreams, okay? I'm hoping for a Logain Rand face-off. I think it's gonna happen. I want it to happen. Yeah. And last but not least, probably my most depressing prediction. This is me taking back a take back from my first video. In my first video, I said that one of the Emmonsfield Five was going to die at some point. In the second video, I took that back, saying I didn't think any of them were going to die. And in this one, I am taking back my take back and saying that I think that Rand is going to end up dead at the end of the series. Mostly, I just don't see how this could end without Rand sacrificing himself to save the world. I know Jordan wrote to try to subvert tropes, and hopefully this is one that he did. I don't want Rand to die. That would be really, really sad. But I have a hard time seeing, because you know, it's the light's gonna win, hopefully. I have a hard time seeing the light winning and then Rand just settling down with his 3 wives. I just don't see how it could happen, and I don't think that Rand is going to make it through the end of the series. And of course, that is it for today's predictions video. Comment down below if you guys want me to do a part 4. Am I going to be able to do a part 4? I feel like we are well into the series now, and I'm gonna run out of stuff to predict because stuff is happening at a rapid rate. And we had a ton of predictions that have already come true. So let me know down below if you want me to do a part 4. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Radiant Reads Reviews if you want to keep up with what I'm reading, how I'm pacing with the Wheel of Time series, because that's pretty much exclusively what I'm reading right now because I am so busy. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.